My member Fahd so na mean chain. Fahd my member so na mean chain.
Because I'm a crabo.
I want the
twice super kid. Honorable. If you didn't so, yes, if you didn't know, I can for baby mubu, Mr. Somebo, say if you didn't so, I want to soon right again. Very beautiful. Oh, sir, honorable. Yeah, started very good on his advice. We should try to depoliticize such discussions. But over you know, and on no sign a draw in the politics now, so we should depoliticize from this discussion. But that is politicians for you. When it suits our interest, we know how to run around with it. But when honorable can say in his camera, and no Kregan in his capa. Unfortunately, according to US aid for CKB, you see a trim 166 million, 57 million, you see a trim. It means this the time in his camera. I find it very interesting, honorable. You are coming from Parliament. Emre Hinsike, Nasa Ghana buying it me at the contract, my contractor. See a diamond Ghana. See 5,000 housing units at the cost of $200 million. And that's our net here. $200 million, honorable. Means 5,000 housing units. Contractor no kuku see ya, Mr. Speaker. When it means 1,000 housing units complete in here with the $200 million, no. Nasa ni paid na kujina courts. Nasa yesi on refund sikano. Nasa ne yenya attorney general bi so sa ni panoboni bi eni wonti eja based on ethics. Intimeja so onko. Nasa obe catch them so Leven is saying what's the name National Cathedral. $56 million na and then more important than $200 million obi fanko si dan 5,000 my you see only 1,000. You see the interest here. But we leave it to the jury. Sena your leader Bekano. We leave it to our viewers to judge who has this country at heart. Now, interestingly,
in your 8 years, you could have prosecuted.
We were in court. No, you see, no, Mr. Speaker.
All this
Mr. Speaker, let's correct this impression. There is no time limit on trial. Let's correct this impression.
There is not, but
there is no time limit.
Just drawing your attention to the assertion. Say there was a wrongdoing in America. Said
yes,
you had.
So they were in court. They were in court.
8 years to prosecute and better still to have a better conviction.
Mr. Speaker, let's correct this impression. Issue she started to say about one thing from last week, Let's say let me put it on record. Government does not prosecute. It does not put people behind bars. And President Kufuor Bayeno and your judge. They obey my answer or do case in court. Now we put it up with defense. So how the case goes is not determined by the president. Let's correct this impression.
But the case is led by the Attorney General.
He is only prosecuting a party to a case. Does not determine how the case goes. You see, I think, sir, the NDC had a test case. A very important one now. I don't know for whatever reason they decided to swerve. This is what I'm saying. In 8 years in this opposition now, they had on every single occasion, they had a problem with our judiciary. From unanimous decisions to Supreme Court, or more presidential petition. On all cases, they had a concern. Our judiciary was challenged. Yes, Mr. Speaker. So this was an opportunity for the NDC to continue some of these cases to the final conclusion. Not judgment in the bar. Then, whatever challenges they had with the court, they could have corrected those challenges. But what did they do? They decided to say, based on ethics and professional discretion, we decided to discontinue these cases. But look at it, very funny. We see yen prosecute Obi and yen chase Obi for $56 million National Cathedral course. And Mr. Speaker, let me put it on record. The New Patriotic Party will not, and let me also repeat it, this is a directive, we are not going to shield any former appointee from facing accountability. We'll never do that. But what we are saying is, if you want to secure, or if you come in for accountability, please do it the right way. Let's not create a precedent. A bet say we are still in the military regimes. Near the soldier food the amount for it. I do not, and I'll say this, mean justify what Honorable John Janapo go through some 8 years ago. I will not justify it. And I also not justify what happened 2 days ago. Let's condemn all acts. And also call for people say Abai Sebi na area may say OSP truly based on charges or listed 5 charges or listed against the former finance minister. No, Mr. Speaker, interestingly, 2nd January, 2025.
Yeah.
And a former finance minister, Choro letter command, the chief of staff, me from more Paris. Send me home family. Me pesa me kokope ayarisa. 2nd January. And okoyeng. Last week of January, and the OSP Choro krata man said me here in an investigation I made here. And also you mate. Says here me home family. May your series of medical examinations be also me here. Now me here I'll give you the feedback on when I will return back home. There's nothing in there to say or see onim do obeba. Or my reasons. Unfortunately, on the 7th of this month, just some 4-5 days ago, the lawyer Sancho Ma OSP said, yes, sir, this is what the hospital is saying. Say, omo person monitor the conditions not till March. Now say, omo say, still an improvement in Maya. There will be a surgery in March. See, from last week of January to March, how many weeks in Kwa Sebio? So OSP to me chain. As far back, look at where this national criteria issue came up. Look at the ambulance situations. Her charges are boy yina. Emrebe ne ba bontin. Me busa I'm out until last week. And January this year. Some of these issues were in existence as far back 2-3 years ago. It's what me trying all these years to this point of the investigations are. What is so difficult? So be trying what will go through the medical treatment no about answer questions are woman. Obi busa questions and pay say na se be ma me said nam tamaklumpo a court etimi ebua no se esika ese fama me friend saying kantamanto jo move ma for nyesa se be ma me di sika ya odwane ye court ebua no so nko dem 10 years be pemo ne one says press conference bi akoso kuntan so ye declare no fugitive baby obi no so wa ma ya ko fana ba chinchina sa have you seen it anywhere and another
OSP
no. That's what I'm saying, sir. Let's be very careful.
No, I'm saying with the precedent OSP was not in charge of.
No, I'm not saying of OSP. Yeah. Make a statement that I mean make it. This is a manner. Number one, there's no charges against the former finance minister. There's no charges. As it stands now, there's no charges. What he is needed for is to assist in an investigation.
Yes.
So he has not charged him yet. That's number one. And when you remember, one gentleman, also director of communications and I think strategies at the OSP's office on Channel 1 program, and when you recall so, or can and when you remember Ghana for United said number one, only arrest warrant impo for former minister Ken Ofrata. They don't even have an arrest warrant. Yet they went ahead to make a declaration. Say he is a wanted man and he has been declared as a fugitive. And you know what that means?
But if you're a wanted man, what does it mean?
Very good. Now let me from law look at this quick one from law, from the point of view of law. Because it can be a fugitive or 3 presidents, and this 3 presidency, to be very honest, your former finance minister, he does not fall under any of them. And these are the quick one. Let me read it. Also in law, in law, quick one. A fugitive is a person who has fled from custody. 1, escaped from law enforcement, or is avoiding arrests, prosecution, or punishment for a crime. A fugitive can be an individual or can be an individual of among this any. Escape from lawful custody, such as breaking out of prison or escaping from police custody. Avoid arrest or prosecution. Number 3, violate bills. A bill rather. Bill, say report. One report.
Okay.
So these are the 3 conditions. Me busa anopowe honorable. Mami, among these conditions, where you put our former finance minister, there is none. It's your best say he's running away from accountability. Far from that, he will present himself for accountability. We will do that. He will do that. But what is important, and say honorable, let's not continue with this precedent I have set to her since 1992. You talk about Mr. Speaker, untimi na ufie. You talk about we na buying sana say we a friend to even the outgoing government. Now we have to show because who so because about bouti. You talk about 2024 we who never see abonten. Among for offices. Echo drag you out of office. We saw all these situations. That is what we are trying to speak against. Say this democracy is growing and it can only become better if we condemn some of these acts and look at it from the right point of view. Yeah, yes, Mr. Speaker, it was to say, yeah, Sabio honorable, Sana Oka Soko Yoku, some 8 years ago, yes, sir. And now what by more? Meaning from Sabio Emre Ninkaso. So what if tomorrow, as a son, we should use that same parameter say certain a nay because OSP no say be on our son kind of day or a creature of our government and yes sir. Then the buy ain't say no chesi ya and kaya how ne saying. But the point is that we support everything he does.
So the concerns again for clarity purposes, no, the OSP and Rano, when you're happy about it, and
we are not happy, and I think we've registered that's
to have done a press conference.
No, he had every right to do his press conference, put any information he wants to put out there, but we believe, sir, to a point of declaring the man a fugitive, in that extent, you know, we go too far, and I've stated in law what one will do to be classified as a fugitive. The former finance minister has number one on case or mom responded to questions at war.
Yes, but you don't dictate the pace.
No, yes.
The letter dated 7 February 2025. Addressed to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and it says that Kisia Jabin, the Special Prosecutor, Office of the Special Prosecutor, St. Hills, Selassie Avenue, blah blah blah. Direction to attend the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Further to our letter dated 31st January 2025. And in response to yours, dated 5th February 2025, we write as solicitors for Kenneth Ofori Atta in respect of the above subject, which was addressed to our client and in which we were copied. Please find attached hereto a document indicating that our client is receiving medical attention at Mayo Clinic in the US, detailing his appointment and timelines suggestive of a post-match date where when our client may be able to be in Ghana. We shall be grateful if any attendance in person required by your August office is fixed, taking into account the medical report from his doctors, counting on your usual cooperation. Now, this is the letter written on the 7th of February. Orakisia Jabin said the earlier correspondence on lawyers a true an engagement.
Yes.
I mean, the rationale of Oraken Oforiata Eyarino did not come up. So this one seems to be more or less, an afterthought after several correspondence.
Mr. Speaker, what kind of letter Nasha said now? Omo indicate he said this is in response to a letter they wrote, I think, on 31st January. So less than a week. Within a period of 1 week. So 31st to 7th February is just 7 days.
So 31st January there was a letter.
There was a letter on
the 5th of February there was a letter.
And the 5th of February.
And then the 7th of February there is another letter.
So within a space of 7 days, there have been 3 letters. I know catch him say Nipa way and willing to avail himself for investigation. Is that possible? No. The reasoning behind it or declare no as a wanted man, no, I think that he should have taken his time a bit over there. Obedience no concern in investigations. And I'm happy. So today, the NDC will acknowledge that there is an office called the OSP. Ababa say Babi stay. I'm very happy.
No.
We have Madam Sisla the pie she's by investigation was clear.
Now
they had a more consensus. I'm happy. You see, the good thing is that we are growing a nation, and some of these state institutions are very, very important. This is the same OSP who cleared, let me use it that way, cleared former President John Mahama of any wrongdoing in the when it's an Airbus scandal. It's the same office. So I'm happy. So today, both political parties, we've come to our limits. So we have an office called the OSP. I am going to me say obey investigating corruption and corruption related activities. But what we are saying is on slow down kakra in some of the things he do. Because quite say you make say theatrics, quite say I'm quite no some last year and the honorable episode of the explanation they said abandon previous government frustrating I'm very serious, honorable.
Yeah.
Do you have evidence to that effect?
Oh yes.
Oh correct. They said that
yes.
The budget be on the call in bulletproof cars in our cars op yantamano. So what was the frustration there?
It speaks volume.
Honorable. So make it was a theatrics, and I appreciate it. It was just an act be putting it up just to mean kind of say to get public sympathy and public attention. Be which yesterday was repeating the same thing. It's here yes say we are not going to run away from accountability.
Okay.
Former appointees, and I'll repeat it again. We are former appointee. Now say where you may for instance here NPA Dr. Mustafa Hamid, who declared himself he's under investigation. The man yesterday indicated said unknown person also or a person of interest in that investigation. No, as now we invite that. So yet you come out to the public and declare to the nation say he is under investigation. How is that is that possible? I believe say Emremu your arrest and invitation meboa. Say me here wa e wa asem I invite you. No be try wasem. Say me hu say me detain you then we detain you becomes an arrest. Yes sir. Number one, we invite Mustafa Hamid. We arrest no. We issue any official document just say ne boni awaye nie. Na no be gina media nim now say to go say ya he is under investigation for 1.something billion Ghana cedis and some be brave besser no. Ye nim say wiki mu. Ora at the report come president. It week I say ye creatia ye busy say be anywhere being busy at all cost. Ye besser they should slow down a bit on some of these charges. Na ya nkukuni penny mas ye na ochene bi say honorable say ye no call yoku ya Simon ke ba person be ke gune ni masanya sa ye wie na ho sebo na boni bi ani ho nya sa honorable it be they make nyina say we should be guided in how we call for accountability na ya nkwan ko tarnish the image of people sebio omunye boni bia dem pese make nyina no